What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Want to spend some time talking about JuaMa Lopez, the return. And I will say, first off, my prediction of what would happen in the Daniel Ponce de Leon JuaMa Lopez rematch that was on the Mauricio Herrera Danny Garcia undercard, I was absolutely wrong. To me, when I seen Mikey Garcia against JuaMa Lopez, I was like, JuaMa Lopez is done. Not just because Mikey Garcia made him look bad, because I feel Mikey Garcia is a great fighter. He's developing, and he's a technical fighter that'll break you down systematically. But just how he looked overall, like there was no moment in the Mikey Garcia fight where he really shined. His balance, his coordination, it all looked off to me. And to me, he just looked washed and like a shell of his former self. And I just think and thought that being through all the wars, he wouldn't be able to get past a very awkward southpaw like Ponce de Leon. But I was wrong. He ended that fight in spectacular fashion. Um, it looked like in the second round my prediction was going to come true because he got dropped by De Leon. And like a warrior, he got back up and turned the whole round around by knocking out De Leon in the same round, which was spectacular. As far as the chatter I'm hearing, I will still say this. I still have my reservations and my doubts that he's back. I really still don't see him, even with the Daniel Ponce de Leon win and KO victory. I still don't see him like just coming back and conquering. Again, I think if he rematched Mikey Garcia, it would prove to be pretty much the same result. I think Mikey Garcia is just too technical, too accurate, and I'm still not convinced. Now they're talking about JuaMa Lopez facing Jorge Arce, which to me, I don't want to see that. Jorge Arce, another fighter who's aging, got beat by Donaire in a horrible fashion. He got rocked and like spun around or whatever. He lost to Vic Darchinyan, and he said he was going to retire after the Donaire knockout. Then he came back, got a win, and now they're talking about JuaMa versus Jorge Arce. I just think it's two former faded stars, and I don't know, I'm just not big up on that. And again, I'm not trying to talk shit. I just still don't see JuaMa Lopez securing and becoming what he was. I think we've seen the best of JuaMa Lopez. That's just my personal opinion. As far as Daniel Ponce de Leon, since I didn't do an official post-fight video, I mean, he might want to retire too. He's towards the end. He's given us great fights and challenged people like Adrian Broner, and that was a highly disputed, controversial fight. A lot of people thought he won that fight. He definitely made it awkward for the young Broner, and I think his best days are behind him. And an indication of that was the Abnemades fight. Abnemades, if you watch that fight, he came up in weight, moved up, and he weathered the early storm, and he ended up stopping Ponce de Leon also. So a guy who fights like De Leon, awkward, known for punching power, when people see you getting dropped and stopped like back to back, it takes away from your aura. It takes away from that sensation of, damn, this guy is unbeatable. And then once that's gone, if you fight, to me, like a Daniel Ponce de Leon, once that mystique is removed, then there's really not much. There's still C-level guys you can beat or whatever, but when it comes to the upper echelon, I just don't see it. Again, you lost to Abnemades. You were winning the round, and then you get knocked out by him. You just get caught while he's hurt. And I get it. You know what I mean? When someone gets hurt, they're at their most dangerous because it's like backing up a scared dog into an alley. But I really just don't see the vision. Shout out to JuaMa Lopez, all the Puerto Ricans, Coño. I just don't see it. I don't see him rising and becoming what he once was and the superstar that he once was. He could beat a guy like Jorge Arce. I don't really doubt that. Jorge Arce is not going to be very much of a puzzle. He's going to come straight at him. and whoever can take the best punch and win the battle of attrition wins that fight. I just don't think it's a fight of significance. And then when you talk about JuaMa Lopez versus the top guys, like they're even talking about an Orlando Salido trilogy, and Salido just gave Lomachenko like the veteran introduction to the pro game, and Salido, to me, he still looked good. He fought kind of dirty, but he still showed that he was tough. He looked good in the Cruz fight. He looked like he was like performing a hate crime in the Orlando Cruz fight, like he was gay bashing or something. Cruz didn't really stand much of a chance. So a guy like that who still shows me he has a little bit more to give, he has more in the tank like Salido, I just don't see what JuaMa Lopez is going to do and how he's going to all of a sudden in the third fight beat Orlando Salido. I understand they had wars. I understand it was a good fight and good entertainment, but Orlando Salido has at least been consistent with his performances. Even against Lomachenko, he still showed he was tough. If he wasn't tough, he would have got stopped in the 12th round when he was getting hurt and backing up. I just don't see JuaMa beating even a Lomachenko. I think he's just too precise. I don't see him beating Mikey Garcia in a rematch, and I don't see him beating Orlando Salido. So where does he go from here? They could put him in there with a Gary Russell Jr. perhaps, just because Gary Russell Jr., although he's a great fighter, he's athletic, he has the speed. I don't know what his chin's like because he's been fighting like straight guys that are employee of the month at Walmart. So I don't really know, but I would like to see that, I guess, that fight, and that's a good name for him. But beyond that, who is he going to beat? I don't see him. At one point, I really want to see JuaMa Lopez versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Both have had subpar recent performances, but I would favor Gamboa in that match just because I think Gamboa, at the very least, has fought to his competition, and he's undefeated still, and he hasn't looked, to me, as bad as JuaMa Lopez. So I'm not taking away from his victory. I'm just being real, and I don't see JuaMa, even with the victory over Daniel Ponce de Leon, I just don't see him etching out and beating the top guys that I mentioned and the world-class fighters that are currently out in or around his division. So let me know what you guys think. JuaMa Lopez, is he back? Do you believe it based on that KO? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.